Happy 2025, everybody. So today I thought I'd talk a little bit about what I'm planning to do in 2025 and also just show you the new Art Create watercolours that I received from Christmas. So I'm just painting that, and I thought I'd just actually film the whole process, and we'll see how we go. But I did want to say, actually, because I'm using the watercolour paper that came in that set, it held up so much better than I thought it would. As you can see, I'm adding a lot of water. I was really just experimenting and playing. So, this wasn't necessarily a fully planned piece, but it was one just to use all the pieces and the colours. And I was actually quite pleasantly surprised. So I think this will be a great studio kit. But yeah, I hope you enjoy. So firstly, I just wanted to say thank you for the new subscribers that are watching me start my YouTube channel. And I thought I'd use today just to talk a little bit about what I'm planning to do and, a little bit about myself as well as to why I'm actually doing this channel. So last year I completed my Certificate 3 in Visual Arts, and this was an opportunity for me to heal my relationship with creativity. I've always been an arty person. I remember when I was a small child, I painted, I drew, I did all the art things, and I remember having a chat with my dad when I was about 5, going, how do I get into an art school? And, I had very supportive parents, which was, fantastic. So they actually got me a set of Derwent pencils when I was, 6. And so they were my colouring in pencils. My father at the time worked at a stationery company, so that's why I received them. But I love those pencils and I love drawing, and, as kids do, I kept it up. I did art all through high school, and it was my best subject as far as grades go. I did graphic design as well, and again, I really excelled in both of those disciplines. And then when I finished my high school, I made a decision that I wouldn't continue on with university for art. Now thinking back, I'm not really 100% sure why I did that, but I did. And that was no pressure from family or friends. That was fully my decision at that time. So I went to uni and studied something else, and in the background I was always painting and drawing and continued on with my art practice through there. So I didn't fully give up on art at this stage, but I was, basically painting a lot of tigers. That was my thing at that time. And I had a few pieces. I sold a few commissions later on for portraits, and I had an exhibition after I finished uni at a local cafe that where I was living at the time held a lot of events for emerging artists and things like that, and it was a very creative area of where I was living. And so that was my experience of exhibiting. I exhibited with a close friend at that time. Didn't sell anything other than I had offers for one piece that I didn't want to sell, and I still have that piece now, so maybe in another video I will show that to you. But it was a good experience. I had no idea what I was doing. Writing an artist statement and writing about the pieces I'd created was totally foreign to me at that stage. I think I was in my early 20s, but I'm grateful for that experience. So then fast forward into my working life, where I began working in a corporate managerial job, and it didn't really leave me a lot of time for art. And then I started going through I need to make money, I need to set myself up. And then in the back of my mind I was like, right, once I've set myself up, I'll get back into art. But by doing that in some weird way, I think I became estranged from art, because then I was a bit bitter about it, I think, because I was like, well, I haven't got time to do my art. It doesn't make me money. I went down a full corporate rabbit hole. And I'm sure I'm not totally alone in that. Life does happen. You do need to do a lot of things, with family, friends, other experiences as they happen. But, the call to art is always there, even if it's just whispering. So I ended up stopping doing art for, I think, probably about 10 years. It didn't plan to be that way, but I fully threw myself into a, managerial, high effort job that just really didn't leave me much time. I was working so many hours, I didn't have a lot of time. I didn't get a lot of time off, and when I did have time off, I just wanted to get out of the house and get away. And I actually donated a fair few of my art materials during this stage. Then, probably a good 5 years from there, I found a art therapy course that I actually did. And so while it wasn't specifically art, as in visual arts or fine arts or anything like that, it was still that little bit inside of me to go, you work with people, maybe have a look at this art course. So I did do a diploma in arts therapy, and that's now probably 15 years ago. Time does fly. I can't believe it's about 15 years ago I completed that course, or started that course. And I really did enjoy that. And again, I stopped short of actually pursuing a career in that field, although I did look at counselling for a period of time. But it just wasn't totally for me at that stage. And I'm recording this, and there's a child that's screaming in the backyard who's playing, probably with all their Christmas toys. So if that's coming through on the recording, I will apologise. But I have attempted to record this about 5 times, so I'm hoping that this is the final cut. So then I finished that course, and that rekindled a little bit of my art desire, I guess, and I completed a few paintings from there, but then I stopped again. My career picked up, life picked up, and I constantly use the excuse of I'm too tired, I don't have time. And I think in my mind I'm like, eventually I'll have time. Amazingly, you have to make the time, so I'm learning now. So then after the 2020 and all the lovely events that happened there, I changed job. And I did at that stage look at studying art, but a lot of things were still locked down and nothing was taking, many enrolments at that stage, so it wasn't the right time. So I took another job, and I'm still working in that job right now. But the universe does throw you some little lifelines along the way, and I then decided to do a Certificate 3 course that came along, and this allowed me to do my study in a hybrid way. So it means that I could work full-time and join classes online, and then there was a workshop every 6 weeks in person for the whole day. And it was a very tiring thing to do with work, and then obviously completing art projects and things like that, but I did complete it, and last year I got my first qualification on paper for art, which I'm immensely proud for. So this brings me to why I started this YouTube channel. Initially, I was hoping to document the Certificate 3 process, but doing the course, working, and then trying to fumble my way through YouTube was a little bit too much. I couldn't do it, and so I didn't want to drive myself into the ground, and I had to prioritise the fact that completing that art course was actually my focus, not YouTube. So now that course is now finished, I really just wanted to, I suppose for myself, one, document my art journey, because that course did give me the knowledge that I could have an art practice while I was working full time. And, it might not be, a full-time art practice. It's definitely broken up into sometimes 10 minutes a week if my life is really busy. But that course did show me that I could still complete creative processes and projects and have fun doing it. And that's what I'd kind of lost. I was focusing on how can I make this a career. And the reality is I'm not sure I want to. I think I just want to create a space where I can create. I want to use up the materials I've got, and I just want to have some fun. And the other reason was as well, I know I've seen a lot of other videos for people to say, draw each day or spend 15 minutes. And that's great. A lot of them are, fairly well seasoned YouTube channels. But I guess I wanted to just document it going, well, I'm working full time. I don't have a heap of space. My studio is a room with a piano, a keyboard, a desk, and I constantly have to move things around so I can put a laptop on there if I'm doing any computer work, and I'm juggling stuff left, right and centre. So it's not like I can put a massive canvas and start painting oils or anything like that. But that doesn't stop, I can still create things, can't I? So that's what I wanted to do, and just document that process of, okay, well, if you do have a busy life, if you are working full time, and maybe you're not sure what you're wanting to do with your art other than create it, then this channel might be for you. I'm curious to see what I can do. This year I just want to create artworks. I'm not focusing on selling them. I'm not focusing on building a massive social media following or a website or anything like that this year. I honestly just want to see what art I can create in the limited space of time that I do have, and hopefully be an inspiration for some other people that, maybe quitting your job's not quite the right space because you've got bills to pay and life to live, children to look after, fur babies to look after, or just, it's just, you've got to put food on the table, don't you? But it doesn't mean that you can't create art, or at least that's what I'm trying to show myself here. And hopefully my journey can be of some benefit or entertainment for others. And I guess the last thing for this channel is this is helping me just get out of my head and put some artworks out there, the good, the bad, the sketches, the finished pieces, and actually using up the materials that I do have. So because I've realised that I'm storing all these art materials, canvases, pieces of paper, and they're just sitting there. And so if I actually paint something on them, or draw something, or make something out of clay, I'm still holding the same materials. The pencils may not look like pencils anymore, but they are on the pieces of paper or card. The clay might not necessarily be the same shape, but it's the same amount of clay. The paint is the same paint. It just may not be in a tube anymore, and hopefully it's on some canvases or pieces of wood, or who knows. So that's really what I'm aiming to do this year. No pressure for me. I'm not looking to go, how on earth do I do, where is this going to take me? I don't know. But that shouldn't stop my creative process. So I hope this has been somewhat entertaining for you. And other than that, I'll leave it here and let you continue watching me finish this piece. But I hope everybody has had a happy new year. I really do look forward to celebrating with you at the end of this year with all the pieces of artwork that are created, and hopefully I can inspire you to do the same. Okay, thanks for watching.